Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gettysburg College here. It's not really a spring type of day here at the college. There's lots of snow outside on the tennis courts, but hey, we're talking tennis anyways because the season is right around the corner. And joining me today, I'm Corey Jewett, by the way, Associate Director of Athletic Communications, and joining me today is Christian Deschapelles. Deschapelles, right?
Deschapelles,
the S is silence, which I've learned for the first time after 4 years. Christian is from Riverside, Connecticut, and went to King School. He's a senior captain here for the Bullets men tennis team. Christian, thanks a lot for joining me today. It was kind of last minute that we threw this together. We were originally scheduled to have a non-conference match at Hood College tomorrow, but that's been postponed. That's instead going to be played next Thursday. First match then is now it's Tuesday. Yeah, because the Swarthmore match was also changed. The women are playing at Swarthmore Saturday, but the men are playing later in April, I believe now. So let's get right to it. We're going to start with the big overall question. What are the team's goals and expectations this season?
That is a big question. But I guess overall, I mean, you've mentioned this. We've talked about this before in the past. We have a really, really young squad. We definitely have more freshmen than seniors on the team. And I think one of the biggest goals is to kind of get more of a sense of unity and get these guys kind of acclimated to the conference, because it is an incredibly fast-paced conference. We have some really, really great competition. I just want to get these guys comfortable on the court, and I think if that's the case, then I think we can, take this conference on by its head and get as many wins as we possibly can. So.
You kind of alluded to your role on the team too. Obviously, you're one of just a few seniors. It's you, Elliot.
It's just me and Elliot.
Yeah. You and Elliot Rodriguez. So just you two as seniors. What do you see as your role as one of the veterans and one of the leaders on the team?
I think it's twofold. I think again, I've already mentioned this, but we have a really young team, and I think it's just to get these guys as comfortable as possible. I was a freshman once, 4 years ago, which is insane. But
pre-beard.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think I can relate to them, and I think I can kind of calm them down, because it's nerve-wracking. You get in the court and you're facing whatever 6'4" senior, and you're like, what am I doing? But I think it'll be easier for me to communicate with them and express to them, like, listen, just swing away, and you have nothing to worry about. And then I guess it's also kind of the sense that this is a team sport. Tennis is a very individualistic sport as itself, and you're not playing for yourself, but you're playing for the guys on the courts next to you. So I think that's a message I really want to get across to them as well.
And, of course, looking at your position within the lineup, too, you've kind of worked your way up the ladder. You started out, I believe, at number 3, third singles as a freshman, and now you're working up to number 1. So, in number 1 doubles, too, of course, with Nick Diamore. How has your game evolved since you were, a bright-eyed 18-year-old to now the, 22-year-old? Are you 22 yet?
Yeah, it's scary.
So
I don't know. I mean, my mindset's changed a little bit. It's more, like as a freshman, it was more like, I was kind of in a higher position, and I felt like I needed to prove myself to a lot of the older guys, and I could kind of hang with the bigger hitters and the higher level of competition, because it's a crazy transition going from high school to college so immediately. So now it's not so much that I need to prove myself to the team. It's more I kind of have to prove myself to myself. I just want to kind of go out there and swing away and just have fun, because this is my last season, and I don't know, I just want to enjoy it. So.
Yeah, and of course you're not the only veteran in the lineup either by any means. You got Kevin Mayer down there as a junior. He's been a 3-year starter as well, and of course your doubles teammate Nick Diamore too, who's seen a lot of time. Then Meehan played quite a bit as a freshman, and Andrew Corwin too, as a sophomore or junior, now has seen time in both lineups too. So surrounding yourself with some veteran players, how does that help ease your responsibility as a leader and ultimately hopefully make the team better?
Well, I mean, you can't be a captain without a team, so I think I rely on them just as much as they rely on me. Some of the younger guys, it's easier for them to communicate with the freshmen, for example, because I'm a senior, and they're a little bit closer in age. They're closer in experiences. So, I rely on them for answers, and they rely on me for answers. And, I consider those guys captains just as much as I consider myself one. And you know, I really don't think I could do this job without them, because without them, I don't know, I think the team would be in a very different state. So I appreciate everything that they do on the team.
And, of course, talking about Nick, too, who we hoped he would join us today. He's traveling in New York. He's your doubles partner, and you guys are looking to play at the top flight for, I believe, the second consecutive season after playing at number 2 together 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Man,
exactly.
time flies when you're having fun, man. So, you know, what's it like out there playing doubles with Nick?
Well, Nick Diamore, he's kind of a firecracker. It's interesting because we have very different playing styles. You know, like he'll let you know when he's happy, and he'll let you know when he's upset. So, and I'm a little bit more kind of mellow out there, so it's a good kind of juxtaposition of characteristics, I guess. So kind of like when he needs to be brought down, I'll bring him down, and when I need to be picked up, he'll pick me up. So it's a good atmosphere when we're out there. You know, I think it balances itself out pretty well.
Yeah, and you guys have had a winning record in the last 2 years as well,
Yeah,
too.
we've done
So
very well,
very good. And, of course, you know, with the old, there's also the new guys too. Not that you guys are old, but you know, as you said in your opening statement, a lot of young guys. I mean, more than half the team is looking at second-year players or freshmen. So, you know, what have you been your words of advice for the newcomers, and who should we keep an eye out for this year?
You know, that's a tricky question, but I think I want to just get the idea out there that it's just, you know, swing away and have fun. This isn't like you're playing for the team. You're not out there by yourself. You know, you got you guys supporting you on the sideline, and you know, if you're out there swinging away, having fun, you know, what can really go wrong at that point? I just want them to be comfortable, and I hope if they're listening, I'm sure they're nodding their heads because I've said this before, but just enjoy yourselves and swing away. That's really it.
And that works. And speaking of swinging away, we have a pretty competitive schedule of matches coming up. You guys played 2 matches in the fall, won both. Pretty close matches with York and Shepherd, 5-4 with York and 6-3 with Shepherd. Came down to you against York, too, in a tiebreaker. So that was a good way to start the season, though. Gives you guys some momentum going into the spring, and you guys are supposed to kick off, obviously, early next week now. Competitive slate in the Centennial Conference. Every year we know what we're running up against. I mean, I feel like it's 4 or 5 teams that are regionally ranked, usually 1 or 2 that are nationally ranked.
Yep.
You know, what are the team's goals going up against what is always a competitive slate in the Centennial Conference, and where do we want to be at the end of, you know, April?
Well, I mean, we've kind of alluded to this already, but I think with this massively freshman-heavy team, they add a very great sense of depth to the team as well. So, and we haven't necessarily had that. I don't feel like in years past, but now we do, and I think that'll really help us get the wins at, like, for example, the number 5 and 4 dubs and some of the back half of the singles ladder as well. You know, you can't win a match with, you know, 2 wins. It'll take a whole team effort. You got to get 5. And I really think that these younger guys with that sense of depth will be able to take on much stronger teams and kind of come out with a win.
Yeah, and that's pretty much all the questions I had for today. So nice and easy with only one guy up here, just answering once. So Christian, do you have anything to add? Any plug for coming out to watch you guys this year?
No, man, just enjoy some tennis. Come out there in the spring. Hopefully the snow melted by Tuesday, but I look forward to seeing you guys out there. Thank you.
Well, for Christian Deschapelles, I'm Corey Jewett. We're signing off, and we'll catch you out there at the tennis courts watching the Bullets men's tennis team this spring.